Thank God it is Friday. Welcome to Politics Spotlight. Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, in its fourth quarter and week 12 update for continuous voters registration exercise, reported that fresh registrants has hit 10,487,972, while completed registration has reached 9,763,873. Generally, it's been huge number of people flooding various INEC registration units across the country, just as INEC has bowed to the call by the National Assembly and the court order to extend the exercise. However, would Nigerians adhere to the new extension date while INEC has removed the cap on the exercise? INEC has also promised to deploy more machine and personnel to its state offices during the time frame of the new registration exercise to make sure that all of those who are eligible can step forward to perform their rights. The continuous voters registration exercise that has been tagged with a fire brigade approach is being described as a revolution and not a rush. On this episode, we want to examine why the rush or the rush that surround INEC 2022 continuous voters registration exercise. And the program today is Honorable Wale Ajani, is the Director General of your State Liaison Officer, Office, that's the Abuja and Lagos. And I'm additional on the show begins in a moment. Perhaps you're just joining us. This is Politics Spotlight, and today we are looking at the continuous voters registration exercise and the issue of deluge that surrounds it. And on the program today is Honorable Wale Ajani, is the Director General of your State Government Liaison Office, Abuja and Lagos. You're welcome to the program, Honorable.
Thank you for having me, and good afternoon.
All right, let's start this conversation with, it is believed that this rush related to the CVR exercise is unprecedented. Why is this so? And do you subscribe to the fact that there is a rush? And why do we have to, why this rush?
I think the first question I will also throw back to you is that are you comfortable with the situation in the country right now? Maybe I should ask you that question. Are you, or do you think that we are on the right path, economically, socially, and otherwise? Do you think we are getting it as a nation? Your answer?
I throw it back to you, you our leader.
Well, I think it's absolutely, we are not on the right track. And it's clear to everyone. Even the deaf can hear, the blind can see it. And it's a major issue here to not to the young alone and the old. Everybody is affected one way or the other. Businesses have been affected because of the situation. And when you look at the path at which this is going, is coming from the problem of leadership. And we are gone are the days that military comes to power from the back door and say, yes, pa, 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 pa. I mean, those days are gone. So we have to elect our leaders democratically. And what we have witnessed as a nation in the last 7 years is so pathetic that in the last 7 years, 2015 precisely, Nigerians were thinking that, oh, we've gotten our Messiah, and with the change mantra, things are going to be changed for better. But It is the other way around, because the main man there, who is our current president, was telling us, was sending the signal to us that it's from top to bottom. And certainly we are actually at the bottom now. So that is what is making people to now wake up.
But he also told us that it belongs to nobody, it belongs to everybody.
It's still the same thing. He was talking in parable, but many of us do not understand. Did it belong to anybody now, truly? It does not even belong to anybody. Except his own people, because I don't want to believe that he didn't belong to some people. He actually our situation is a situation of animal farm. You understand? So we the only thing that is happening now is that people are beginning to wake up and see the reality on ground that if we don't shine our eye, if you permit me to use that word, and that anytime we sit back, most especially we Christians, we like to sit back. Oh no, politics is for the devil. Oh, politics is for this. Politics is for that. And we are sleeping. And the people that are governing us does not have fear of God. So at the end of the day, we end up being the one at the... So everybody now decides to wake up. And the young people, because what you are seeing now is more of the young people, a generation that believes that this must stop.
Let's talk about these young people.
Yeah.
A number of them, they are out there rushing to get participated in this continuous voters registration exercise. Would you say that this rush is synonymous or can be likened to a democratic movement? Because you mentioned it the other time.
Well, I won't call it rush per se. I'll call it a thumb revolution.
All right.
Because if you don't, even if you want to vote, if you don't have a voter's card, PVC, you can't vote. So the first step to take, and don't forget the fact that there are people in 2019 that were not up to 18 years, which they move up to that voting age now. Yeah. They are, you can't disenfranchise them from registering and voting. And there are a lot of people who have never been interested in who governs us. They have never been interested in getting registered, talk less of coming out to vote. But now, everybody is beginning to see the fact that you can't just sit back, and you can't even sit on the fence. You must belong to somebody, and you must vote for somebody. And whosoever you are voting for, you should be able to to have this confidence that, it's not going to mess up. So, it's not, to me, it's not like a rush. It's just thumb revolution that, okay, yes, this is my thumb. Because we don't know the power of this thumb. That's why many of us just sit down at home. Now, we are beginning to realize the power of this thumb. That by the time I go out, even just my one vote can change the narrative.
All right, let's talk about the issue of empowerment and education when it comes to electoral processes. It's been, of course, it's glaring that INEC, in its own capacity, has over time been educating eligible voters. We have seen local and international organization, non-governmental organization coming to educate eligible voters on the need to get acquainted with issues related to election. How would you describe various political parties in the area of education and empowering eligible voters?
That exercise, that particular area, is very key and critical. And I know that most political parties, rather than educating people, they would rather want members to come and join them. But this has been taken over by development partners and some NGOs. I'm sure you could see what organizations like GIAGA and Vote Not Fight, and many organizations like that they are doing. The first thing is to educate people and know that this is your fundamental human right to vote and be voted for. so far you are over that particular age of 18, you can vote and you can be voted for. At the same time, you must also be guided what and what not to do, or what to do while on the day of election, so that you will not also be caught by the law. So the political parties are doing little, but they have not done enough in terms of voters' education. But I'll give it to NGOs and development partners to make sure that
you said they have
works.
not done enough.
Yeah.
And you will see these days that political parties we give, or like to be factual, the APC said they said their presidential whatever money to purchase the form is 100 million naira.
Yeah.
Resources like this, why is it difficult, or why has political parties and political leaders has not invested such in education, educating and creating awareness or empowering eligible voters? And times like this, they will come and say voters should vote for them.
Well, internally, they know what they are using their money to do. You could see what is going on everywhere. Vote buying and so on and so on. Maybe they are using part of the money to do that. But any serious political party should understand that you need to educate populace, most especially in communities, and young voters that are, young eligible voters that are yet to register that, go out, go and register. But like I said, majority of them are scared that by the time you get educated, you have the education. Even after registering, you may not vote for them. So
should that be?
It shouldn't be like that, but my Bible tells me you shall know the truth, and the truth shall set you free.
So you are saying that the politicians or political party wants to keep eligible voter in bondage.
Of course.
Political bondage.
You know there is this thing they call, so individual has a constant 11 million. They are not planning. They don't want another person to also have that kind of 11 million. So by the time they are bringing them in, one of the things that liberated people, in those days, is education. So the day when you know your right, when you know what belongs to you, certainly, my brother, you will stand up for your right. So you are now telling them, they want to continue dividing the country. They want to continue taking what belongs to everybody, our commonwealth. So educating you is like you telling them that they should go out and begin to expose themselves. They won't do that. In a very sane society is when such things happen. Because you know how many prime ministers have resigned in the UK Parliament. Does it happen like that here? If people resign here, that means that person, they want to, so it has gotten to a particular level. So performance is an issue here. In other climes, but in Nigeria, nobody wants to tell you that go and get your PVC until now. That now the shoe is now pinching everybody, all of us now.
You political leaders even told us. You told us that the PVC we are having has expired. And that's the kind of education you are giving to us.
I'm not aware of that, because there's nothing like expiration date on the PVC. And again, the technology that we are leveraging on at the moment is something that you might not even need to insert a card. You understand? So that's not correct. But of course, people can be deceived just to scare people from. If this thing has expired, I can't go through that stress again. But it's pure lies.
Let's talk about the issue of course, what we are discussing today is continuous voters registration. The concept is continuous, but INEC says that it's going to put a cap on, although they've removed the cap, but the cap they put on it is temporal. Yeah. Should such exercise has a cap?
Well, there's nothing that have, I mean, there's nothing there's no program that you cannot regulate. And I think when they say that they are just trying to regulate, because that's their mandate, to make sure that, okay, people register. But if you allow people to keep registering till election, I mean, a major election is coming. And I can tell you, 2023 election is going to make or mark Nigeria as a nation.
Of course. What's different between 2019 election and 2023? Election is election.
I can tell you there is a lot of difference. I belong to a political party, and I'm not talking about my political party or any other political party, but I can assure you that the way things are going now, I'm likely not going to see an election whereby you will know that somebody is going to win outrightly.
You have once led the youth of this country.
Absolutely.
At the time.
Yeah.
If of course you can stand in gap and say, okay, I can perceive that the Nigerian youth will follow this pattern. If you are asked to tell us that kind of pattern, what would your mindset be?
Well, it's an obvious thing that there are 4 major contenders. I'm not going to mention anybody's name, but one is younger than the other. Then again, one is coming with the kind of toga that, okay, yes, I'm not going to waste the resources. And an average Nigerian youth of today who has graduated from a university, whether either with first class, 2-1 or 2-2, or even third class, cannot be proud to be a graduate because there's no job. There's nothing. Some of them are even still taking money from their parents. So, do you expect them to listen or to follow more of the old-time system whereby they have nothing has changed?
None of the political parties at the moment has a younger person. They are all old. So
no. You can't. When you say they are all old, one is younger than the other.
Okay.
And I'm trying not to mention them, but I know that there is a political party that has probably a vice president that is in early 50.
Okay, considering, I'm sorry, we are diverging a little bit. Considering you just said that there is a vice president of this aspirant who is around 50,
he's of course a vice president candidate.
We all know in time past, this current administration, at least one can use that as a yardstick to measure the effectiveness or the usefulness of a vice president. If the current vice president at a time, it was made to be nothing, and now that you are supporting the idea or the ideology that we have a younger vice president aspiring at the moment. Well, how will you describe that? Because vice presidents don't allow to perform whatever thing. It's just like he who paid the piper dictates the tone.
I can tell you something for free. I was in the last government of President Goodluck Ebele Jonathan, and the vice president there, architect Namadi Sambu, performed very well.
Where's Zambo at the moment?
Well, after government, what else? He went back to his private practice.
All right.
And I can tell you he's doing well in his business, which he has been doing well even before becoming the governor of Kaduna State. But one thing is that it depends on the value the vice president is carrying. The current vice president, I can give you also that for free, that is an embodiment of knowledge. He's a perfect gentleman. I mean, on a personal, I have a very good relationship with. But the point there is this. He's working with the wrong set of people. And those people he's working with, they believe that they don't like anyone to shine above them. So through that, of course, they have to keep him somewhere. And we are in a nation whereby some people believe that they are a better citizen than some of us. So you can't expect anything better from that kind of arrangement.
All right, we're going to go on a short break now. You just had, Honorable said that the current VP is a good person, but he's working with the wrong set of people. We're going to go on a short break now, and when we return, Politics Spotlight continues. Perhaps just joining us, this is Politics Spotlight, and it's been an interactive moment with Honorable Wale Ajani. Is the DG Oyo State. Is the DG Oyo State Liaison Office, Abuja and Lagos. Before we go on that short break, we were talking about the usefulness of Vice President. At the moment, the youngest at the moment, which is Labour Party, is below
Thank God you know.
below 50.
You know, it's not below 50.
Below 40.
No, it's early 50.
It's early 50.
Yeah.
So, would you say that because we are having a vice presidential candidate who is below early 40, do you think, considering the concept of Nigeria, do you think a president can win an election, or do you think Nigerians should vote for such presidential candidate because of the age, the young age of his vice president?
No. I don't believe in that. I believe in competence, character, and capacity. Is the person in question is my very good friend. So, and I know, he's the chancellor of Base University in Abuja, and apart from that, he's a man of no nonsense. So I don't speak for who I do not know now. I'm speaking for someone that we are very good friends. So I can tell you that it's not about his age. It's not about his age. It's about his personality. And he will make a very good vice president. And working with the other guy, the candidate of Labour Party. So I believe the two of them will be a good, but I'm not saying that this is who anybody should vote for. You have the right to vote for whosoever you feel that will be better for you. I know who I'm going to vote for now. I'm not going to say it.
I'm not going to ask you to tell me.
I'm not even going to tell you. It's a private thing.
All right, let's go back to the focus of today. Of course, Nigerians are known to be the 11th hour Russia, quote Russia. You know, Nigerians wait until the 11th hour. How can we discontinue this attitude?
Well, we are used to it, and I know it's a gradual process. But when it comes to the context of what we are discussing this moment, nobody knows it's going to get to this level. In 2015, when we were leaving government, then it was 150 to 160 per dollar. Now it's 650. Nobody can even guarantee that it will not get to 700 before the end of this particular tenure. So everybody is now beginning to see, and everything you use, everything you buy, there is a infinite dollar stuff attached to it, because we don't really produce much in this country. Most of our things that we only consume, they are brought from one way or they are brought from abroad to Nigeria. So everybody's now getting to like, there's this danger. Salaries are not being paid any longer. People are being retrenched. The roads are not getting better. The insecurity is becoming alarming. So everybody felt something is wrong. They came with a change mantra the other time. So we were thinking that, okay, yes, the former president was not good enough for us, because some girls were kidnapped. The cheaper girls. Now, it's not that anything has changed. So people are not like, no more No more that kind of arrangement. So that's why people are now going out and say, yes, we want to get our PVC, we want to vote, and we want to vote for the right person. We don't want anybody to come and deceive us that we'll make $1, ₦1.
All right. Still talking about the issue of CVR. There is a call to INEC that INEC should set up so as to dull down this rush or revolution, as you described, that INEC should create satellite registration centers. Like, for example, yet to the core of market women or market people or market professionals, vulcanizers, religious organization, to bring their machine or whatever to them so as to help to reduce, just to bring the registration exercise closer to the people by creating satellite centers, apart from asking voters or registrants to come to their designated designated unit or office. Would you subscribe to this call?
Of course, it's also already happening. People are beginning to organize themselves. I know in my estate in Abuja.
But INEC is kind of withdrawing so that they won't be seen as being biased. It's
not being biased. You know that this is necessary for you, and you need to just enhance its workability. So there's no crime in that. And at no point, one thing is that you cannot register twice. Yes. So it's not like you're not doing me any favor. I just felt, okay, I need to register, and I want it done. So I'm just organizing as a community or as a group of people and say, okay, yes, let's bring it to our church. Let's bring it to our mosque. Let's bring it to our market so that more people can register. And that's the way to go. So I'm not going to subscribe to INEC saying that
they will not go.
They will not support such an initiative, because we want more people, more Nigerians who are eligible to vote, to come out and vote. And vote in good governance. And vote in bad governance. Enough of few people voting, enough of few people registering, and they'll tell you, okay, yes, you have almost 25 million or 30 million on the voters register. But when there's time for election, the person that will win the election as the president of Nigeria will now like maybe about 15 million votes just to win an election. Okay. What happened to others?
Okay. Still talking about, let's come back to your state.
Okay.
Your state at one time shut down activities of the state for workers to go and register for PVC or to get themselves participated in this exercise. Should government shut down the activity of a state, talking about the economy, talking about the inflow and outflow of income, do you think such gesture should be put in place for this to be done?
Is it not better to do that than to say, sit at home, don't go out at all? Which one is better? For me, there's nothing good or there's something better than that in terms of, okay, I'm encouraging you to go and register. I didn't say go and register and come and give me your voter's card. I said go and register so that you can decide.
Even the state workers,
yes,
the state government workers were also, yes, the state office was shut down for civil servants to go and register. Yeah. Of course, he who pays the piper will dictate the tune.
No. When you register and you get your PVC, is my governor going to be with you on the election day?
But he has a control over them.
How?
He pays them.
No. He pays you your salary that you have worked for. He will not pay you for voting for him. You know within your mind. We know what has happened in my state, in Oyo State, in the couple of, years before you came into government. They don't pay regular salary. Tell me, for the past 3 years, my governor has consistently been paying on the 25th.
Of course.
So nobody needs to even tell you who to vote for. So you want to go back to Egypt, when you will not get 3 months salary. Do you know how many dependent on all those people? So it's a fact. It's not something that we are not, it's not a matter that we need to beg. It's either you choose positive thing or you choose negative thing. And it's so clear that I know Oyo people, we are pace setters. We don't joke with this thing. And there's no room for Amala politics any longer. The kind of politics we are doing now is the politics of development.
All right, let's look at the ongoing ASU strike and the federal government face-off. There is a section that believes that the continuous staying at home of these young people or the students or youth of Nigeria is a contributor to this rush. Would you subscribe to that?
Well, an idle hand is devil's workshop.
Yeah.
I can tell you this, that of course it will contribute to it. Because now students are beginning to look at, and you see all these people in government, all these our leaders, their children are graduating at the right time. And you think somebody who's supposed to have gone to university or is currently in the university for a 4 years course and is still there 6 years, he's not even sure when he's going to leave. And not because he's academically poor. It was just due to this incessant strike. Such person must wake up and say, now I know that I have to vote right and make sure that I give. Look at what happened in our own state, owned university in Oyo State. It was when our governor, my governor came, that he felt, okay, yes, Osun State, we are ready to take over Ladoke Akintola University from you. And if not because of this general strike, the school has been put back in the right shape. So leadership matters. Leadership matters. And whether anybody likes it or not, my state, Oyo, is not just pay setter. Now we have a pay setting governor that people outside are coming to learn from him. Seyi Makinde is the best.
All right, Seyi Makinde, he's the best. Let's talk about the issue of social media and traditional media as far as this deluge is concerned. What is the role, or what role has the social media and the traditional media, what role have they played as far as this rush or deluge is concerned?
Well, the role of the media generally is cannot be emphasized on this process, because before I'll get the education elsewhere, I have my phone with me. So the social media, the new media is there to give me all the necessary information that I need. Then the conventional media, the TVs, the radios, and so on, they are educating a lot of people. And because they are giving news, what we get more now, either on social media, is negative news.
Bad news.
I won't call it bad news, negative news. And those negative news are having a kind of effect on people. That's why you see that there are a lot of comedians now.
But bad news make news.
No. There's no how you will not have bad news. In terms of, but one is now higher than the other. You now get more negative news than the good news. And it's not good for our polity at all.
All right, as we begin to coast home, I'm going to put it across to you, your final word, and what is your call? You said that political parties, political leaders like yourself, that you have not done enough in the area of empowering and educating eligible voters to get awareness, to get information, because of the fear of they might withdraw back or they might not want to vote for you. What assurance and what's your final take and advice to coalition of political parties on the creation of awareness, education, and giving necessary electoral information to eligible voters?
Well, I think I challenge all the political parties in Nigeria to do more in that regard, to make sure that we educate the populace on the importance of registering and also voting, whether we like it or not. Nigerians belong to every one of us. And so far you are above 18, you have the right to vote and be voted for. So it is not something that we need to belabor. We need to make sure that as this process is going on, if there's any way as a Nigerian you can help others to register, please do it. And on the day of election, come out, vote for the person of your choice. And I know Nigeria will be greater and better in the future. Thank you.
Thank you so much for joining us on this episode. It's, of course, on the program today is being Honorable Wale Ajani, the Director General of your State Government Liaison Office, Abuja and Lagos. And I'm your host, Additional Lanewaju. Like I usually tell us and question us, are you a conscious, commercial, or controlled voters? Don't forget, Nigeria belongs to all of us. We need to go out the more and make our right known to people around us. Until when we meet again next time, God bless you. God bless Nigeria.